media entrepreneur, former member of the Israeli Knesset, and former Sergeant Major and IDF. He's coming to us from Jerusalem. Erel, thanks so much for joining us. Well, he knows what he's talking about. He says you got to maybe cut these tunnels piece by piece. Is that an approach?
Yeah, well, you need to understand that this is a spider of web of terror tunnels that are underground in a big way. You need to understand that they spend a lot of money, billions of dollars in order to build it. But Israel has technology that are built with sensors, visualization, what's happening underground and overground. And Israel is building with an AI set of strategies the kind of the way the web looks like. And it's trying to understand it. And you need to understand, on one hand, they can hide in the tunnels, but they are confined to the tunnels. So the kind of things that you have in an open warfare strategy, they don't have. And Israel's trying to cut them off and to be able to come one by one and to confront them in a really strong way with, coming into action in each one of these tunnels.
We understand that AI is being engaged already, and companies like yours are being accessed already for this, to penetrate deep below the earth, to be able to get that imaging, things that we do not, maybe aren't aware of yet?
Yes, I mean, there's a variety of units that were set. You need to understand, it's not just Hamas, it's also Hezbollah that in the north that's fighting through tunnels. So Israel was able to detect tunnels in the past. I don't know if you recall, but in the past, Israel destroyed a set of tunnels that were trying to get to the border of Israel and to come into Israel underground, and we were successful in doing that. Now it's understanding the tunnels in Gaza City, underneath the pit where people live, hiding within the civilian population. It's very complicated. People ask, why did Israel insist on the fact that the civilians would be evacuated? This is exactly it. Israel does not want to hit civilians. Israel wants to go after the Hamas terrorists that were doing terrible things, and using the AI, using units that understand how to fight underground, using the kind of technology that allows you to guess with imaging and with AI how the web looks like, and going after them. That's what Israel's doing, engaging one by one. You're seeing them taken out, and they should know we're after them, we're going after them, and we're going to get each and every one of them.
And is that what you've been doing over the last 20 days while you're doing the aerial campaign, also surveilling, seeing where they're popping up from?
That's right. And you have to understand we have another problem that we need to solve, right? Because they took 230 hostages, women, men, babies that they're holding in places. It's terrible. After they killed 1,300 civilians in music festivals and kibbutzim, they're now holding them as hostages. We want to be able to do it surgically. We don't want to hit the Gazan civilians, but we definitely don't want to hit the hostages themselves. So we're fighting in a way that you need to go strong, you need to go light, you need to go with aerial coverage, you need to go with tanks, but you also need to go with special forces that really do it in a very delicate manner on one hand, but be very determined on the other.
Erel, people keep forgetting why this started and how we got here. I'm so glad you told us again. Erel Margalit, thanks so much for what you do. Best of luck.
Yeah, maybe one more thing just to say, the victory, we're talking about the high-tech industry in Israel, but the victory is not just on the battlefield. The victory is having the high-tech industry, Israel Creative Society, the people, the students, the kids continue to create and build some of the best companies in the world, not only internationally, but also here in the Arab world, where we cooperate with so many of the moderates. We fight against the extremists, but cooperate with the moderates.
Erel Margalit, thanks so much.